Hello and welcome back to another episode of Cam and Focus Weekly. I am Cam. Let me turn my volume up a little bit. Here we go. With me, as always, is Mr. Andrew. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing good. You know, I'd be doing a lot better if I was talking about anything else tonight, but
I agree
um,
with that.
but we will definitely get into that now. If you missed our last stream, which I imagine
Everyone did.
everybody did. Well, we discussed what we believe to be the best years in film, and it was a great discussion. But the streaming platform that we're doing this through kind of screwed me, and that stream is just completely lost to the ether now. You know, it got banished to the shadow realm, uh, and unfortunately, there's no way to recover it. So that's a bust. I'm sure that we'll kind of open that discussion back up in the near future. But for
Oh, I'm
now,
sure.
we have better things to talk about. We have the absolute epitome of cinematic mastery. Now, the people behind this movie, give them all Oscars, every single one of them, even the editors, the grips, the extras, whoever supplied the B-roll footage that we saw at the beginning of the
I was
movie.
gonna say whoever stock footage or green screen was this movie.
Okay, I can't beat around the bush anymore. Today we are talking about Shark Side of the Moon, not Dark Side of the Moon, Shark Side of the Moon. This is a Tubi original, and it is one of a vast plethora of shark-themed Tubi originals,
Yeah.
and this was what we landed on. Now, this movie I think has like a 2.8 out of 10 on IMDb. I haven't looked up what
And
its
a
Rotten
70%
Tomatoes
on Rotten
score.
Tomatoes from one review.
70%.
Yeah. One review on Rotten Tomatoes. It was probably the director.
Goodness gracious!
Actually, I want to
imagine.
see if they left a review.
Yeah, it's just two letters. Okay.
Let's see.
Nothing.
Yeah, I'm not seeing an actual review.
Yeah, they didn't have the spine to put it in words.
Oh wait, here's a critic review. Why does this have a critic review? It says, well, I'll just read the headline. It says, Shark Side of the Moon review. Tubi hopes you're in the mood for Russian space shark silliness.
Well, okay. Well, what critic would watch this and actually leave a detailed review? I'm just going to turn myself off there.
Yeah. Like, it gave it a 1.5 out of 5. That is way too high.
I'm so sad that you missed that joke. It's like, what critic would watch this and leave a review?
Oh, I see.
I turned myself off.
Yeah.
Damn it. That could have been like the highlight right there, but no, it just went.
Here's the thing. My brain is in the ether right now after watching this movie. I have lost all brain cell activity up here.
Yeah. Now
5 minutes somehow felt like an hour and a half.
Yeah, I can't say that it's even unfortunate that this movie turned out so bad, because they weren't trying to make a good movie.
No. And that is what's so offensive about it. Is I was first like 5 to 10 minutes, I was giving it a chance, because it's not like your expectations are high with the Tubi original.
Right.
And outside of the stock footage that took up the first like minute, I was like, is this a Neil Breen movie?
Yeah.
And when I realized the whole movie was going to be green screen and the costumes, and it just, there was like no effort put into anything. It was like a high school play.
Yeah.
Costumes.
Yeah, that's funny. Costumes.
Not even costumes. They could have gone to Party City and gotten better costumes than whatever we saw.
It's like they went to Spirit Halloween and found a bunch of costumes labeled Chernobyl worker.
Literally.
And put those on. And just, I mean, well, first of all, I mean, nothing looked authentic. Of course not. Nothing looked real.
PS2 graphics, you know.
I will say, though, there is one shot in this movie that I thought was actually. Yeah, there was one shot that I thought was actually kind of decent, and it's the first after they crash land on the moon. It's the first shot that you see when they've come down the ramp of the ship, and it's almost kind of a sweeping shot showing like them in the foreground and the ship in the background. I thought that was actually an okay shot.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought
And then it went.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought the ship looked cool at first, and then when it
Yeah.
flew, like the graphics, it was like my favorite shot actually was when they saw the civilization of the sharks. Like that shot, I thought that green screen was visual effects were decent.
Right.
But that does not save the movie. I mean, even like the little details of when the ship is spinning like this when they're in space and they're just sitting normal in their desk chairs. And,
Yeah.
And then the ship crashes and the guy goes, bloody nose, dang it. I'm like, you couldn't even been
everybody has to announce what's wrong with them. Like
I know, with their AirPods in their ear.
Well, when Henry, I still remember his name because I say it so many freaking times. Whenever Henry is abducted by the sharks and they're interrogating him, trying to figure out where the ship is, and the one shark comes in and bites his leg off, and he goes, my leg!
And what I loved is you can still see the green screen of his leg. They didn't fully, so like when he's limping, you still see his leg.
Oh God, yes.
Well, and when their friend gets eaten, the first friend, they're just like, where'd he go? Oh well, there's sharks on the moon. Like what the heck?
Yeah, he's just completely forgotten about.
Like,
yeah, just moving on. One guy got eaten, but we have better things to worry about. Like,
there's also these two other people on the moon that don't have any spacesuits on. They're just breathing normal. Let's go check that out.
Yeah. Okay, so it was obvious that not one single scientist, astrologist, cosmonaut, anything, nobody was consulted for this
I thought
movie
they
to
used the
make
same guy that
work.
Interstellar used, right? I thought they used the same guy that Nolan used on Interstellar to make sure everything was so authentically bad. Because that's the only way you could be this off.
I am sure that the crackhead they hired for it made them believe that. So these people come out. You know, one guy is the original guy who went up to the moon with the sharks, and the other one is his adopted daughter, who we never find out how she was born to look human, or whatever. Exactly. But they walk out with no spacesuits on, just completely.
He's got
exposed.
Like those free tube things that you see old people use.
Yeah, so that's called a cannula, and they're just completely exposed to the void of space, and they say something about like, oh yeah, this cap that I'm wearing or something traps my body heat or something. What?
What does that even mean?
And they said, oh yeah, we don't need oxygen tanks because I have algae on my back.
What? The
algae is supplying oxygen. Okay. Do you not know what?
There's no atmosphere on the moon.
Well, like the vacuum of space. Do you not know what that does to a body's internal pressure? Do you not know what happens to the moisture in a body when it's exposed to the void of space?
Did you not hear the 50 things that jumpsuit could do that they wear?
Yeah, I'm surprised it didn't come with satellite TV too.
I know.
I mean, it's absurd.
Okay, I love this. And I understand they had a very cheap budget. It was $10 and a pizza party. Their rover, when they were like, oh, we hit the rover, which they never show happen. They're just like, oh, we hit the Quantum Mania satellite and we got to go check the 2222222 rover. Because they kept saying that every 5 seconds. It's a wagon with tinfoil around it.
Yeah, exactly. I was looking at it. I was like, did they gold leaf a cardboard box?
Oh, even their like weapons was a mop stick and cardboard on it. They were like, yeah, this would kill the sharks.
They said, oh, it's sharpened moonstone.
What does that even mean?
Yeah, sharpened moonstone. That's what that looks like.
And I don't care about jumping towards the end because whatever. When they're fighting the sharks at the end, they CGI'd them, the actors. They CGI'd them for why?
Well, because so if you watch real carefully, now this does this does require you to go back and view the movie again from beginning to end.
Nope.
Now, if you go back and watch, There is not one single shot where the actors themselves could make their actions look authentic.
No.
Not one single shot. I mean, okay, any director could have used kind of a mid-range shot and show them swinging and kind of
Yeah.
swing the camera around a little bit to make the shot have a bit more momentum.
Yeah.
But they couldn't even do that. All you see
No.
is these people going,
Yes. They're like, I'm gonna stab you. Oof.
and don't even get me started on their moon running.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. It was so bad.
That was their idea of moon running. That's how
They
they
literally-
portrayed to the audience that they're running on lower gravity.
They had to do, they just did one take for every scene and every shot, because even when the Henry guy was describing the torture he went through with the shark, or when the sharks were torturing him, he was talking about the ship and his crew, he was holding in a laugh the entire time. And it was so obvious. Like, I'm just sitting there and I'm like, what are we doing? Like, I was giving this movie a chance and it just did not execute on any. There was no redeeming quality here for this movie.
No, there wasn't. The only real positive thing that I can say about it is that they embraced the B movie campiness that they were clearly going for.
True.
And to the movie's credit, they set out to make what they made.
Yeah.
And I commend their efforts.
Oh,
but
100%.
But there is no real audience that I can think of that would sit down and watch this movie and think that they have had any kind of positive experience with it.
If it weren't for this show, I wouldn't have made it past 5 minutes. Like,
No.
I took like 3 hours to watch this movie because I had to keep pausing it.
So did I. I
Like-
stopped like 40 minutes into it. I was like, oh my God, I'm only a
Well,
third of the way
and-
through.
And this wouldn't have necessarily saved the movie, but when stuff that needed to be detailed, like how the sharks were made, other than just seeing them in the lab and where they came from and all this stuff, they didn't go into detail on that, but they would go into detail on these other things of like we're going to create a new civilization on Earth because I found 1,000 different ways to use algae. And it's like, okay, what does that mean? And also too, the way it was written, there were so many scenes where I was like, no one talks like that. Like, this is not
Nobody.
a real conversation. And they kept using, it reminded me of Neil Breen. They kept using big words as filler words to sound smart. Like the commander, when she was talking to that one, I don't know, the only other lady on the ship, or well, whatever, the redhead. I don't remember her name. Just completely big filler science words of just saying fluff, word salads. And I'm like, I'm done. Like,
your
I don't
eyes
know.
just kind of glaze over. It's, I mean, because
Yeah.
you're not listening to dialogue, you're
No.
listening to terms, and it's
Yes, I'm like, am I reading the terms and conditions to watch this movie? Like, do I need to hit I agree? Like, I mean, it got to the point where the last like 30 minutes, I didn't care if I zoned out and missed something. Like, I was just so ready for the movie to be over.
I kind of skipped through the last like 20 minutes or so, and I was so over it at that point. It's like, okay, I have done this movie the courtesy of sitting through as much of it as I possibly freaking can. So now I'm gonna take matters into my own hands, and I'm just gonna spare myself the rest of the pain.
Oh,
And-
you could probably predict, just say what happened. Like, it's that type of movie. Like,
Yeah,
but I will say, I am looking forward to Shark Side of the Moon 2, because it's what they clearly were doing at the end of the movie. So
of course. I mean, okay, it wouldn't be a low budget horror / action movie without setting up a sequel.
yeah,
And
that's literally what they did.
with the budget that this movie was made with, I guarantee it's probably going to happen.
Probably. If there's a Winnie the Pooh 2, a Blood and Honey, then there's whatever it's called, then there's going to be a sequel to this.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta say, so not only were none of the characters not likable, the most annoying character to me was the shark girl hybrid thing, because it was like, pick a side. Like, when they found all the little shark babies and the guy was like, we got to get rid of these so that we stop this cycle, and she's like, they're just shark babies, they're not doing anything wrong. And it's like, yeah, but they're gonna grow into these other sharks.
Exactly.
And then he picks up like a pebble and like throws it like this, and it knocks them all over. I'm like, okay, All right,
Yeah,
fine.
well, she is in there advocating for shark lives, but then in the very next scene,
She
when
kills
they're
a shark.
escaping on the car, and there's that big shark chasing them, the scientist is like, "We have to take him out," and she goes,
Yeah,
"With pleasure." And
literally.
it's like, make up your mind. I mean, do you care about shark lives? Do
Oh, I
shark
know.
lives matter, or don't they?
Exactly. Like, oh
And
man.
it was so obvious that she got her Russian accent from watching the MCU.
Oh, 100%.
Because she was emulating Wanda Maximoff like the entire
Dude,
time.
I kept thinking this had to be like ADR too at some point. Like, it did not. It was not the same Russian accent throughout the whole movie. It
No,
changed.
and sometimes her American accent would just poke through,
Right.
and
Yeah,
she's not, and then suddenly she sounds like a Valley girl. You know, like
I know.
I don't, I
Yeah.
don't know. They couldn't even have the budget to hire real Russians.
They just were in such a rush.
Oh,
That
oh
didn't quite work.
no.
But
No, 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 no,
I
no,
gotta
no.
say, let's because obviously the science is extremely accurate. Everything is accurate in this movie, obviously. But in
Oh,
the opening
obviously.
scene, when they're going to be lifting off to present day, the astronauts are going to go to space, and they're like, the astronauts are like, "Oh, we may have to delay liftoff for whatever the heck reason." And
Six
the
months, yeah.
commander was like, mission control was like, "Oh, well, that'll be a 6-month delay," and I'm like, "That's not realistic. It's usually a couple weeks if there's like a safety thing." But then they're like, "Oh, we'll just call this alternate guy and then we'll lift off," and he appears to be hours away on a motorcycle riding, and then just shows up and just gets an elevator. He's like, ready to go. I'm like, wait a minute. There's like protocol procedures to go through to make sure you're
Yeah.
fit. And like, he's like, let's
He
do
just
this.
he walks onto the spaceship, wipes his shoes off on the welcome
Yeah.
mat, just strolls right in. Okay, I'm ready for work. It's
Sits
like,
on the desk chair, starts flipping
and,
switches.
and it's just a guy. It's just some
Literally.
guy.
I could have walked down there and they would have been like, the alternate's here.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. And the woman who got replaced, she's having stomach issues. She's like, "Oh, I shouldn't have had those tacos."
and the guy's like, and the guy pulls out like a thermometer. He's like, let me run a diagnostic. And he's like, I don't think that's tacos. That's like whatever. He said some medical term.
Well, he touched her stomach and she winced,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Oh yeah, she's got appendicitis."
That's right.
What?
What? She's probably just got diarrhea, to be honest. Like, like she's not fit to. They don't
Yeah,
want the smell. That's what it is.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not a gastroenterologist, but I'm pretty sure that there's a bit more to diagnosing appendicitis
They're just like,
than taking a temperature and touching a tummy.
if it were that, she probably just has a gas bubble. Like, I just thought
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
like it's that stuff where it's like, I understand the silly campiness stuff. Like, I can laugh at that sometimes, but this was just to the extreme to where it was so dumb.
Yeah.
There was no charm. There was no like authenticity with this. It just was like, we got a week to make a movie. All right, here we go. Like,
Yeah, and it would have been different if the people involved, like the actors and stuff,
yeah,
could at least act like they were having fun making the movie.
I agree.
But they didn't. They were just spouting dialogue and
Yeah,
making sure, okay, don't look at the camera.
oh, I know. And like some of them were like, I'll give credit where credit is due. The commander lady at times I thought was doing a solid job in comparison to the other actors, which is not a high bar.
Sure.
But like there were so many times where I was like, dude, this is just, I don't know what else to say. Like, I will never watch this again. I will never recommend this to someone. I love you, Tubi, but this not gonna watch your originals anymore. So
Yeah. I mean, okay. I'm sure that there is the odd to be original that is of
probably
decent quality, but that's gonna be like looking for one grain of sand on a beach. I
yeah.
mean,
And
no
it's like, what would
thanks.
I even search? Like, you search anything, and there's like 50 movies for that word, and it's like, what the heck? Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
If only Tubi had a way to filter out good movies.
I don't know about you, but with the effects of the sharks, now I've only seen these movies through Fanboy Flicks videos, but it made me think of Birdemic, especially when they were fighting the sharks. Like the quality of the believability of it was just,
Yeah. Yeah, and the few shots where you saw a shark and a human in the same shot,
yeah,
I'm one, either the human was CGI'd too,
yeah,
or the human is just kind of going like this, reacting to the shark.
yeah. Like the fighting in the Emu War was better than this, but it's like, and then also too, what I don't understand is because they were trying to pull like a Jurassic Park with these shark hybrids things or
Yeah.
whatever, make them human. Which, by the way, some of the stuff they did with the female sharks was a little weird as far as their physique.
A little.
I'll keep it PG. But why did they have to speak Russian, and why didn't they know English? Like just because they were bred by Russian scientists.
Well, no, whenever we first see the shark lady and she's walking down the hallway
I was like, "Is
speaking
this a Queen
Russian,
Emu?" Yeah.
I was flabbergasted. I was like, no, they made the sharks talk.
I know. I
No.
was like, "Dang it!"
It was so
was so
jarring.
weird.
Like I got like nothing could have prepared me
No,
to see a
and
CGI shark speaking Russian.
I couldn't find, there was no budget on IMDb, and I couldn't find anything online as to an actual budget, but the sharks looked like the very first stage of CGI.
Yeah.
Like, and I get it, probably budget was low, and I'm not saying that everyone that worked on this movie was like had experience, but like it was bad. It just
Yeah. Well, it almost
this
reminded
poster
me of
shark
like
honestly looks better than any of the sharks that were in the movie. Like, what?
yeah, yeah. And there was so much technically that I was just picking apart because I went into this movie and I'm thinking to myself, I'm not going into this movie to engage with it. I'm going into
No,
it to just rip it to shreds.
exactly.
And when they got on when they landed on the moon and they all walked out onto the moon's surface, the lighting of the scene, you could
Oh,
almost see like the halogen light bulb just shining down on them.
it was like this. It was like, all right, we're on the moon.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
It looked like they were standing in a studio, and
yeah,
there's certain ways. I mean, that they could have done all kinds of things with like the color correction and the color grading and
of
stuff like
course.
that to make it look like they were in space, and you know. But no, they didn't. Just use a
No.
studio lighting. It's okay.
And the thing is, and like you said, I was not expecting even a good movie out of this, but I just don't like, outside of the last scene and stock footage, I don't like a completely green screen movie. It just,
Right.
I feel you just can't connect with it. Like it doesn't, it's fine here and there, but it's like too much
Yeah.
auto tune on a song. It's like, it just is not right. It just doesn't
Well,
click.
it's like the the scene where they infiltrate the shark stronghold, and when
Oh,
they're running down those hallways, they run back and forth down the same one like 6 times.
I know. It was there. It was like, oh, I feel like we did this movie on the show where it was like they used, it was live action. They used the same hallway like 3 or 4 different times to just run through it at different angles, but I don't remember what it was.
I think it was Attack Force.
I think it was, yeah. Oh, dang it.
Um, but to be fair, anything that we think of that relates to any kind of bad movies is equally applicable to Attack Force.
Oh,
It
yeah.
it doesn't matter.
The Russian girl actually looked like the girl in that movie a little bit, to be honest. But oh,
Yeah, the one with the terrible ADR. Like, oh
yeah,
my god,
that
it's
was
like
so bad.
she says something before he went AWOL, but her lips are going.
Exactly. Well, okay. On the Russian girl, here's another one of the just characters aren't thinking. So when they are in the shark hole and they're trying to find their friend, and they
The
capture the shark,
hole.
and he's on the ground, and the commander's going to kill her. The shark, and she's like, "Wait, if they smell blood, it's like a magnet." And then the shark cuts himself, and she's like, kills him, and she's mad at the shark for cutting himself. And I'm thinking, she's like, "Oh, the guards." I'm like, so what was the matter with killing him? Like, it's still the same thing.
Yeah,
You
the
didn't get any
exact same
information.
outcome.
Yeah,
And one of them was like, "Oh, I should have killed it when I had the chance." It's like,
yeah, you had.
what difference does it
And
make?
then the next shot, they're in the room where the guy is. There's no like them running down the hallways to get to it. They're just like
Yeah, they
the
didn't want to
guy's
run down the hallway the seventh time.
no. Well, and what really made that funny is when they'd split up in groups of two, there was like a fork hallway, so they go on the different sides. And then the shot where they find the shark, they come running up the hallway behind them like they were in the same hallway. I'm like, wait a minute, that
Yeah,
that doesn't
well,
make
yeah,
sense.
no, yeah, there was supposedly a fork in the hallway, but we don't see a fork in the hallway.
No, they just say it.
Yeah, that they said, you guys go this way, we'll go that way, and then as the camera tracks them coming across the screen, you don't see any kind of break in the hallway where the
No.
other ones went down,
Yeah.
and ugh,
It's just
like
at that point, I was just like, I'm done.
the most basic things regarding a set usually involve establishing a sense of geography,
Yeah.
a sense of direction. You know what? When your character is moving in frame, there has to be a sense of place, and there is none,
No.
zero, absolutely
No.
zero.
That's why
Is it-
yeah, there was it's yeah. It was like jump, like they just would cut to something and it's like, oh, we're here. And even
Yeah.
when they got the guy, they like ran for a few minutes and then boom, we're back on the ship. And then why didn't they close the ship door? Because they were like, oh no, they're getting on. I'm like,
Because they're stupid.
close the door. Like, ugh.
We need the rest of the movie to happen.
We need the last 30 minutes and suspense.
Oh my god. Oh, and the Russian scientist sacrifices himself and
For no reason.
for absolutely no
So
for
we're supposed to
absolutely no
believe
reason.
too that big ship dies in the explosion, but this little escape pod thing is fine. Like it's just off like a shark, even like yeah. At that point, I didn't care.
Yeah.
But all the budget actually went to the copyright for that rock and roll song that he used at the end. That's where
Oh,
the
yeah,
budget went.
probably.
Okay,
Oh.
yeah,
Probably. Well, they probably were. They were probably careful to find the most obscure song from like the 60s or 70s they could possibly find,
Yeah.
like one that nobody has heard of, and it's like, okay, really hope no one knows this one.
and then the guy mentioned like Elton John like 5 times in the span of 30 seconds. I was like, oh my gosh, we get it.
Yeah. Yeah. What's that? Oh, we have to have character development. Okay. One of the characters likes Elton John.
That changed the story for me. Like I knew, you know,
Brilliant.
yeah.
Freaking brilliant.
Actually, there was I will say there was a character arc when they were in the stronghold for the sharks. It took like 3 or 4 of them to take down one shark. But when they were fighting that shark army with like 4-on-1, oh, they were taking them down like that.
Oh yeah. But both those girls suddenly became Trinity from the Matrix, and they were
Literally.
just mowing those fools
There were
down.
like 100 sharks, and they just were like,
And keeping with the Matrix theme, they were even CGI.
yeah.
Oh, my heart.
It looked like it just, yeah. You know what this and what was really rough is the half of this the second half of this movie was a nothing burger until the last like 20 minutes. And even then that part was like nothing was going on because once they got on the ship in the escape pod, there was still like 15 minutes left. And I was like, what, why couldn't we have just ended it like, okay, they got away, but no, we had to have like a shark pregnancy of 20 sharks. And then that same lady's like, oh, I have to save my babies. It jumps in the water. And I'm like, so she's back to liking sharks, I guess. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And why were they
much
part
flip-flopping?
human? Like, because she's human. But I don't
Ish.
care. Yeah, ish.
Yeah, she
No,
has.
what makes her shark-ish is these little scales that she has on her neck.
Yeah.
Chest.
Well, I think they're supposed to be gills.
Or
but-
gills, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, even still, one, why does she look more human? Two,
Yeah.
well, they
How
try
did
to
that
set
even
up.
happen?
They try to set up a backstory for her, saying that, oh, I was never accepted in your shark society, and you cast me out and whatever. The scientists showed me kindness. Nothing comes of that. It's
Yeah.
just
Well, and the other thing I just thought of is okay, so as far as we know, post the moon landing, this guy and this girl have been the only people on the moon for 40 years. Well, he's been on 40 years and she's whatever. So if he's been the only human and she looks part human, where did they get the other human to make her look part human with a shark? Or did they get some kind of DNA from him, or is he secretly her dad? Like actually her dad.
I'm just
But
thinking of
that's
the
too
episode.
deep for the movie. That's too complex.
I'm just thinking of the episode of Futurama where the guys are tied up to the trees, and you have the huge giant Amazon women, and they're like, "Death by snoo snoo," and and then they bring the people into tents, and all you hear is oh no oh. I'm imagining that's what happened with that.
It had to be, because I'm thinking there were no other humans. Like, oh, and I love too when his when his spaceship took off in the beginning of the movie, he's lifted off with the entire space station. Like, and then his ship is the only thing left on the moon. So like that thing's just floating around in space. Like, I get that, because you don't take everything with you. But I'm like, there's probably resources on that. Like, that would have been convenient, you know.
I don't know. I'm trying not to think too hard about it. I mean,
no.
I will say that the one kind of cool scene in the movie was at the beginning, whenever the scientist's partner sacrifices himself to give him more time.
Oh, yeah.
He sees the sharks coming, he just sits down and lights a cigarette.
He uses a flare gun and misses. And he's like, oh, well.
Well, I did my best.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah.
I thought, you know what? As many times as I've seen that happen in other movies, the first one that comes to mind is Resident Evil 3. You have Oded Fair, who also played the Medjai warrior in the Mummy movies, but he drives a semi into a big horde of zombies. The semi crashes, and he just lays there and lights up a joint as the zombies come in and swarm. I'm just like, and that was 20 years ago. So
yeah,
they're borrowing from all kinds of incredible cinema.
Yeah, I will say the first like 5 to 10 minutes of the movie weren't awful compared to the rest of the movie, and I know that's a low bar, but I was like, okay, this is what I was expecting. But then it just, to the point where I was so checked out by the end, I didn't even know there was like a separate like escape pod sort of ship thing, that when the guy crashed in the ship to kill the sharks, I was like, well, how are they getting off Earth? And the only reason I knew that is because I'd skipped to see how long the movie was and saw that they got back on Earth, because I didn't care about spoilers. And then they ran back to that pod thing, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Still doesn't quite answer my question, but that's okay.
Yeah. All right. That was there. Yeah. And then I saw an emu run across the screen. I was like, what?
Well, I like how when they're approaching the shark stronghold, and that they say, keep your voices down, they can hear us. And then one shark comes out, and the hybrid girl fights him and kills him, and she's like,
yeah.
I'm like, hello?
Yeah. And then
you just said they could hear you.
Yeah. Well, it's even like the movie lost its logic, because even like the jumpsuits that they were wearing, the lady said, that Russian lady said, it would like block communication or like electromagnetic whatevers, but they were still able to contact the ship. And for some reason, sharks could hear that and detect that. And I was like, maybe sharks can actually do that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I was like,
and they also said, now that we're in, their stronghold, we're in an atmosphere now, and now they can smell us. It's like, oh, okay, they can smell you in atmosphere, but they can also hear you out of atmosphere. That's not how that works.
No.
There's no sound in space.
No one can hear you scream. Like, if you're literally doing Alien and Jurassic Park in one movie, you guys should know this.
Alien and Jurassic Park, and they fail at both.
Yeah.
Oh man. I haven't even looked on Tubi to see if the sequel has already come out. I'd honestly be kind of.
I don't know if there is a sequel, but let's see. I'm gonna look it up. Let's see. I don't know if I'm motivated enough to watch it. If there
Oh
is.
no, absolutely not. We're not watching it. It's just my own curiosity.
That's weird. I just looked at Shark Side of the Moon. It didn't even pop up on Tubi. Hold on.
The
What
movie's
the
so
heck?
terrible they took it off once they saw that somebody watched it. It's like, oh no, spare everybody else this pain.
They're like, whoa, it got 200% more views this year than it did in the previous 3 years.
Holy crap! Hey Gus, 2 people have watched our movie.
In
Wow,
the
what
span
does
of the
that bring
same
our
3
total views
hours.
up to? 2.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm only seeing. Okay, now I see it. I'm only just seeing Shark Side of the Moon. I don't think a sequel's actually happened.
Oh, okay, okay.
There's also Taint Light, which is a spoof of Twilight.
I think I saw that on there too.
You could watch the Spanish dubbed version, I think, of Shark Side of the Moon. For some
Wow,
reason.
that changes everything.
Yeah. Or maybe it's Russian. I don't know. Maybe that would make more sense. I can't read either, so.
I
There's
there
a
was
lot
not
of
one bone in my body that enjoyed the experience of watching this movie.
No.
And honestly, movies like this make me want to rethink my format of including bad movies within
Well, see,
our.
I think there's a different versions of bad because there's like the good bads, which I enjoy those. Like,
Yeah.
you know, but I think we got to take a break for a while from these just abysmal. But it's also hard because we don't know if it's going to be like a hidden gem.
Right. Well,
but yeah,
I think it's a 2.8 rating on IMDb speaks for itself.
True. Which is way too high. Also, this movie is an hour and a half too long.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is what makes these movies are just so offensive because there's nothing. Like I sit there and I go, this was unenjoyable. Like I watched movies for enjoyment. And I kept telling myself, look for something positive to see if there's something there. And I just
there isn't.
There isn't. Like I couldn't. This is like The Mummy Resurrected. Like and we said this in our chat. Quest for the Mighty Sword was extremely boring and a chore to get through, but there was one scene that did make me chuckle, and it was the cave scene where there's like the robot dragon thing. That I was like, okay, that's funny. This didn't have anything like that. That actually made me chuckle like that. Like it was. We're chuckling about it now because it's funny to talk about it, but like for me, that makes it worse. Like it just me personally.
Yeah.
But they're like they're neck and neck.
Well, yeah. I mean, there definitely is a pretty significant distinction to be made between the types of bad movie.
Yeah.
Okay, for example, Krull, not a good movie. I don't care what anybody says. I know that it's, I know a lot of people have nostalgia for it. Oh, best fantasy epic ever, whatever. It's not a good movie. But it's a fun, not a good movie.
Exactly.
And but then there's movies like Attack Force, The Mummy Resurrected, Shark Side of the Moon. That
Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Exactly. And
Thanksgiving, which did have some funny parts.
Yeah, some, but
some.
It mostly just involved how ridiculous the premise was. And
exactly.
But this one, I mean, yes, the premise of it was ridiculous, but the premise was just that. Like,
exactly.
They thought to themselves, "Oh, sharks on the moon." And made a movie around that, and
yeah,
as a result, it just comes off as skin deep. Whereas something like Krull,
there's actual like lore and depth.
Yeah, and it's not even so much the lore, but it's the fact that when it comes to what they set out to do, they go for it.
Exactly.
And I really wish that there was a way to articulate better what I'm trying to say, because somebody could watch this movie, Shark Side of the Moon, and say, well, what about them? They had an idea and they really went for it. But
that's it. They didn't go beyond that.
Yeah, I don't know, man. There's
But I know what you're
I'm
saying. I know
racking
what
my brain to try and figure out a better way to word it,
I
but
it's well, you know what? It's all about the execution. They didn't execute on certain ideas. They would tease them or just throw out these little nuggets that we're supposed to get and then just not reference them again and not use that for future story beats. And the point of a story is to introduce things and have it pay off later or have something with the
yeah,
character. And there wasn't any of that. And so it feels just like an empty movie, you
yeah,
know? Like, you could watch the last 5 to 10 minutes of the movie without having seen the rest and know the whole story up to that. Like, you could pretty much guess because it's just the same
yeah.
thing
I could see
for the
that.
most part, I'd say, or maybe the last, like, 30 minutes. It's just characters do the same thing over and over again. They make the same decisions and or same logic, and yeah, it just but versus something like Kroll, there's, like, a set plot point that the journey that the character's going on.
Yeah,
This There were too many conveniences in this movie where things just happened, and the characters just did things because of that, but there was you know what I mean? Like, if that makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah. Well, okay. Well, yeah. A good example of a convenience is they see this huge shark stronghold, and they set foot inside it, like they just set foot inside it, and she says, "Oh, well, that they keep the prisoners in the whatever thing," and about 10 steps later, they're there,
Exactly.
and
Well, it's like I said with yeah, like, it would just cut to a shot and, oh, they're there, and, oh, this character's fine, and, like, the Henry guy, they did the explosion, and it was like, oh, he died, he sacrificed himself. He shows up 2 seconds later and it's like, "I'm alive," and then a shark kills him, and I'm like,
yeah,
"Okay, I that's fine, I've seen that in movies before," but it was like, "Okay,
yeah,
oh, they just happened to get the hard drive with the plot to the course plot for home," or whatever. It was like, "Okay."
and it's yeah. You want to know something that I'm noticing about the way that we're talking about this movie is
Mhm.
it's hard for us to find in-depth ways to talk about this movie because there's nothing in-depth about it.
Exactly.
And yeah, if like I could look at a movie like okay, Gods in Egypt, Gods of Egypt, for example. Yeah, I mean, a
Ugh,
bad movie, obviously bad movie, but that movie leaves me with things to say about it. Whereas this one is just like I don't know what to say because I hated the
no.
experience of watching it. At least with Gods of
Exactly.
Egypt, I had fun with it. At least with the Emu War, I had fun with it. And
Exactly. The Emo Wars, is one of those, it's so bad it's bad, but there's some redeeming qualities of it that you can converse about. This
yeah,
one, I'm surprised we've made it 40 minutes with
yeah.
like, it
It
yeah.
literally is a nothing burger movie, and
No. Or yeah.
I you're absolutely right, Andrew. I mean, movies like this make me want to rethink the format. I really don't think we should do these kind of movies for a long
No, and
time.
I'll be honest, I agree. It's like Winnie the Pooh was a funny movie to discuss. It was awful, awful, but it was fun to talk about. This
Yeah,
just again, it's like I could have a break for a while and be fine.
yeah.
A
Well,
long break.
I think we're due for like. Are we due for no? Well, I was gonna say well we might be due for a topic, but we had our topic that never got uploaded. So I think we need to
Yeah,
cleanse
because
our
the
palate
last
with.
because we did
uh,
Silence of the Lambs, and then we
Yep,
did the movie topic,
yep,
and then this one.
yep.
I so we're due for like a solid good movie.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
definitely. And now, okay, so what kind of movie do you want to watch? Because I mean, what we've been kind of, just kind of flying by the seat of our pants as far as choosing what movies to watch. If we're due for a good movie, what is
mhm.
something that you have always wanted to talk about that we just
Ooh,
haven't gotten the chance to?
that's a good question. Um, that's a lot of pressure. I'm having to think more than I did about this movie. Um, golly, I don't know. My mind's going blank all of a sudden. Because I know we want to stay away from like big franchises, like for the most
Right,
part,
right.
which I get. I'm trying to look to see if there's a movie I watched recently that um oh, I well, not this isn't a suggestion for a episode, but I watched like the Bench Warmers for the first time
Oh,
a
sure.
couple days ago. That's an example of like a bad movie that's just funny, and it doesn't have depth to it per se for the most part, but it set out what I wanted to do effectively, and it didn't dumb down things for us. And also, too, it's an early 2000s comedy that you just don't get nowadays.
Yeah.
Um, no studio would make something like that. Um, I know I haven't seen it, and I don't know if it's streaming anywhere, so that would determine this. But there's a movie To Kill a Mockingbird, which got on Blu-ray not too long ago.
What
Um,
was that, the one from the 50s, I think?
yeah,
Is it the black and white
um,
one? Yeah.
yeah. 'Cause I watched 12 Angry Men.
Hmm.
I bought that because it's a similar kind of courtroom drama, I think, or
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah. Um, but that's just off the top of my head. I'll probably think on that because I want to actually like pick like a good movie for us to watch so that you know.
Yeah, yeah. I don't. Yeah, because I don't want this to be just like, I say we're doing a movie and everybody else just follows me.
Yeah, I get it.
I want to talk about something that you want to talk about as well. And this was clearly something that neither of us wanted to talk about,
No.
especially not after having watched it.
Yeah. Well, I can even look at my collection more in detail and see if there's not something
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
So
And I'll actually message you directly.
sure.
After we get off of here, or maybe after we stop going
Yeah.
live, I'll chat with you about it. But my collection's right over there. I can
Nice.
write through some stuff and we can figure something out.
Yeah. I actually officially ran out of space. All three of these media racks are
did?
full. Yeah.
Wow.
So oops, I don't know what to do if I get more movies.
Well, I've got my bookshelf back here, and every
Nice.
shelf is filled to the brim.
I'm getting close with mine. You can't quite see it. It's behind my ladder with if you see stickers.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have an
yeah.
IKEA bookshelf with double sided.
Let me
Yeah.
see here. Where was? Yes, here it is. So, I know that you enjoy cosmic horror like I do.
Oh yeah.
I would highly recommend giving. Oh, hard to see
Oh,
that.
not
with the glare
Paradise?
from Paradise 1.
Nice. Let me look that up.
It's a great book.
Nice. Let me see.
It's
Yeah,
it's written by David Wellington.
nice. Actually, that might be a good genre to look into for our next movie.
Cosmic horror?
Yeah, because the last one we did, I think, was Ash. That was like
Oh
a year
yeah, that
ago.
was last year.
Yeah.
Okay. So a few cosmic horror movies off the top of my head. Yeah, Iron Lung, Annihilation, Color Out
Oh,
of
I've never seen
Space.
that. I've wanted to see it.
Do you have it?
No, but I think it's on. It
I
might
think
be
it's on HBO
Netflix
Max.
or HBO Max. Let me see.
I think.
If not, I would buy it on Blu-ray. I've been wanting to, just I forget about it.
Yeah, yeah. So let me see. Iron Lung, Annihilation, Event Horizon, Color Out of Space, At the Mountains of Madness, The Void, and a whole bunch of other ones. But
Jason Bourne.
Eventually, I'd be down to discuss the Bourne series.
Yeah. I own the trilogy. I don't own the fourth one.
The trilogy is all you need. I mean,
Yeah.
The fourth one is the Bourne Legacy, and that one stars
Jeremy Renner.
Jeremy Renner. Yes, I was blanking on his name for some reason. And then the fifth one is called Jason Bourne.
Oh, there's a fifth one. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, the fifth one is called Jason Bourne, and I saw it once in theaters. I haven't watched it since. I don't remember anything about it except for there's a scene where a guy gets hit in the head with a dumbbell.
Sold.
Yeah, but
yeah, I think that we can definitely discuss something like that just to get our palate very deeply cleansed.
Yes, yes, definitely. I think we're due for a good cosmic horror.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about you. I've got nothing else to say about this movie.
I haven't had anything else to say for the last like 20 minutes. I've just been trying to
Yeah,
word salad
it's
like the movie. But it's
it's
always
just like
fun. I gotta say the discussions make the viewing worth it.
yes, yes, definitely. But unfortunately, though, as far as discussions about these kind of movies, this has definitely been the one where we can kind of tell, okay, we're kind of burnt out on this.
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
So, yeah, well, we're gonna do something awesome for the next one. And
Mhm.
I'll chat with you about it once I end the
Sure.
live. But I guess that's gonna be it for tonight. Andrew, how are we looking for Feast of Fandoms this week? What's going on?
Yeah. So Monday night, tomorrow night, for MCU Monday, we've continuing our Spider Noir reviews with episode 4. So I'm looking forward to that. I have been watching the show. It released all at once. I've been watching it weekly
Yeah.
because I prefer to do it that way. So I only see up to what we've currently um, are reviewing.
And how
Um,
is it, by the way? Because I don't have Amazon Prime. I haven't been able to watch it yet.
oh, oh, it's so good. It's funny. It really feels like a noir when you watch it in black and white. And Nicolas Cage is just Nicolas Cage. Like he's
Of
great.
course.
The comedic timing all around is like perfectly timed. Um, it's not too there's not too much of anything. The web slinging looks great. Um, if you ever get the chance to watch it, I definitely recommend it. Um,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
so
It's on my list. Definitely. I'll
yeah,
have to borrow my buddy's Amazon Prime for it. I haven't gotten around to asking him yet, but
yeah,
yeah.
it's
I
definitely
mean,
worth it.
I'm getting there.
Yeah. And then Thursday night on the Cantina Happy Hour, we're at the end of season 4 for Clone Wars, right? It's the
Wow.
last 2 episode arc or something like that. I think 2 or
Oh,
3 maybe.
getting into season 5, getting into the really good stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. And then I'll just do the dingus in real quick.
Sure.
Last night, we went live for Before the Cape with a triple feature of episodes. So that was a lot of fun. We have the next 2 weeks off, and so we will return in middle of July for that. But in the meantime, we had our Father's Day Batman the Long Halloween issue comic dub drop today, and then we'll have one dropping on July 4th. Those are always a lot of fun. So be on the lookout for those. Spencer and I also dropped a trailer reaction to the second trailer for Brand New Day.
I just saw it yesterday, and
Yeah.
I gotta say, I'm hopeful. I'm
Yes.
hopeful.
Yeah. Well, Daniel, what is it? Daniel Destin? Is there the director of Shang-Chi is directing this movie?
Yeah, yeah. So I
Daniel
mean,
Day
if nothing else,
yeah.
he's gonna make the action look
And
outstanding.
Jackie Chan's action stunt team worked on the movie, like helped with the action and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, I heard that the other day or something like that. So I don't remember
And
the source, but
I saw a little snippet on YouTube as well, or it might have been Facebook. I'm not sure, but
mhm.
Tom Holland and John Bernthal were talking about what it was like to work with each other, and them and the director were all remarking about how much chemistry they had on set, how
Oh,
much
that's
the
good.
director would let them, do some improv and things like that, and how much of that might end up being in the movie itself. So I'm looking forward to
Yeah,
that. I mean, the Spider-Man and Punisher weren't exactly the team up I was expecting, but I'm good with it.
yeah. No, I'm so excited. And so I think, as far as I know, I think that's it for
Okay.
Shameless Plugs. Yeah.
All right. So then, yeah, we're once we get off the stream, we will decide on a cosmic horror to bring in for next week. And otherwise, thank you for joining us for today's episode of Cam and Focus Weekly. I really wish it could have been for a better movie, but we're going to be fixing that next week. So
Exactly.
yes, Shark Side of the Moon. Just
Whoa, nope, that's Project Hail Mary. That means it's amazing. So we got
oh
to do this.
yeah, amaze, amaze, amaze.
Amazing.
So speaking of which, that comes out on Blu-ray. I think August 16th. It said.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yes, definitely. And supposedly, Markiplier said that pre-orders or something for Iron Lung go up in a couple of weeks too. So
Ah, I've been wanting to buy that on Blu-ray for so long.
Oh yes, I cannot wait. It's gonna look nice in my collection. It's gonna be right at the forefront. Maybe I might frame it, put it on my wall.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, thanks again for joining us. Be sure to like and subscribe to Cam and Focus. We will see you all next week. Oh, and if you haven't checked out my first impressions of The Death of Robin Hood, that is up on my channel right now. So check that out. Good movie, not a great movie. Didn't love it. Thought it was all right. But anyways, I go into detail about that there. So if nothing else, like and subscribe. See you next week.